Call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family. Whatever you call it, whoever you are, you need one. In 2014, my principal, Ron Maxwell, approached me about a new opportunity. He wanted to bring a system called AVID to Creekside, and he thought I would be a good fit for the coordinator and elective teacher positions. I looked at him like he was crazy. I had no idea what AVID was, and at the time I felt I was finally in a comfortable place at Creekside. I taught US history and AP Human Geography. We were making gains, and I felt pretty confident in this whole teaching thing. I mean, at least as comfortable as a teacher ever feels. Now, if you know my boss, you know he is incapable of hiding his passion for urban education, but his passion is contagious. I knew if he was taking the time to call me into his office to discuss this, then it was something I should seriously consider. We came to an agreement. I would try this whole AVID thing out, and if I wasn't interested, I could go back to my comfortable life in room 428. Needless to say, that never happened. AVID's philosophy is hold students accountable to the highest standards, provide academic and social support, and they will rise to the challenge. This is what AVID is all about. As I look back into my own life experiences, it really isn't that shocking that I've gained such an admiration for AVID and everything it stands for. In fact, I was desperately clinging to the idea of AVID before I ever knew what it was. I grew up in Alabama, about 10 minutes north of Montgomery, with a single mom and my brother. I shuttled between home, my grandparents' house, and my best friend's grandparents' house, while my mom worked all different types of jobs and going to school at night to be a teacher. My mom was committed to holding me to the highest standards. There were no excuses when it came to school or my grades. She really wanted me to see what the world had to offer. She remarried when I was in 5th grade, and my stepdad became the only father I had ever known. He was at every softball game, academic awards night, and was my biggest cheerleader. When I was 18, my dad committed suicide, a month into my first semester of college, and my mom never quite regained the will to exist in a world without him. So I learned quickly that having a strong support system was a necessity if I was going to make it in collegiate life and beyond. My support system was not related to me by blood. It did not always look like me. It didn't always speak the same language as me or come from the same country as me. But I was fortunate enough to have a group of human beings around me that treated me like family. I think this is why I'm such an ardent supporter of AVID. I know what it's like to need someone in your corner, if nothing else than to say, I'm here, you matter, and you can do this. So today, I'm not going to give emphasis to the numbers on paper. Yes, it matters that our AP participation rate is the highest it's been in a long time, but that's not where I choose to focus. I care that students feel confident enough to challenge themselves with these AP classes. I am not defined by my students' test scores. I am a proud educator when I see our students use critical thinking and literacy skills to dive into complex texts. And while SAT scores by AVID students continue to improve, I'm more proud of the initiative and collaboration they've demonstrated by forming their own study groups to prepare for the SAT, staying during lunches and after school, and I'm proud that they feel that they're in this thing together. And these data points are great, and Creekside High School has come off of the state of Georgia's failing schools list. But this is AVID. An AVID sophomore coming to you saying he doesn't think he can hang in these honors and AP classes just to end the semester earning all A's and B's. An AVID junior running into your classroom, almost out of breath, because he is so excited about finally feeling confident enough to ask another student out after years of being too shy. An AVID senior telling his teacher he has to go to the bathroom, but instead running to your classroom in tears to tell you that he was accepted to college. An AVID sophomore, while picking courses for junior year, choosing AP Language and Composition over honors literature because he, quote, wants to challenge himself. An AVID math teacher giving up her planning period to help teach AVID students one-on-one who decided to take accelerated math courses online. A group of AVID freshmen staying after school every single day to work on their math class online because one of them doesn't have internet at home. An AVID senior who's also a dreamer, finally feeling brave enough to lead a walkout and speak in front of hundreds to finally tell her story. An AVID senior who starts an organization to help our students with moderate intellectual disabilities because she feels they aren't interacting with enough students outside of the program. Having a site team member, without hesitation, offer a room in her house to an AVID student when they're unexpectedly forced out of their home. This is AVID. The things you don't see on the news or on school turnaround blogs. You don't hear about these things at board meetings. And these stories aren't filled with buzzwords or educational jargon, but they are truly what transforms a school's culture. But then again, if you're an AVID school and not just a school with AVID, you already know this. Thank you.